What's particularly hard in this market is that employers are very risk averse and not really interested in talking to a lot of people who want to change careers. But the challenge there is that if you're looking to make a change and you don't have the exact qualifications for that job posted, the likelihood of your resume being seen and you're being able to be considered for that job are pretty low. So it's really important that you find, if you find a job you really like that, to find ways to go around the system and use all the connections you have, whether it be people that you used to work for, your classmates, faculty members, people at your career center. Those are all different ways that you have to be very resourceful and very assertive to find your way to, how can I get my resume to stand above all the rest that are in the pile. So even in this market, there are ways for career changers to be successful. One of those is, if you think about a person can take from where they're starting from, which is a certain function or role in a certain industry. And so they can either, sometimes people want to change both, new function, new role, as well as new industry, or they might be okay with just changing one at a time. And in general, the fewer changes that you make, the easier it will be to get your job. So you just have to have your expectations set that the greater the change I want to make, the harder it probably is going to be. The smaller the change I'm going to make, just change my function but be in the same industry, or change my industry but do the same function, that should be easier. But the easiest is same function or role in the same industry. And I think that's just, again, important for people to think about what their expectations are. The other thing about that is, I always try to ask job seekers, how much time do you really have? Like, practically speaking, how much time do you have before you have to get that next job? So if you're in a financial situation where you need to get a job really soon, then you might conclude then it's more important for me to get a job than it is to change my role or my industry. So get the job that is close to what I've done before, because I need to start making money to be able to pay for my bills, etc., make a living. Now, some other people may be fortunate to either have a severance or have some time. So if you have more time, the more that you could actually try to make some changes. So then, from that standpoint, how to go about making changes, the number one thing is to not expect it to come through applying to jobs, because job boards are, and the way that employers use job boards are not to find career changers. The number one way will be through networking. And the other side of it is that you might think of things in a step process. So rather than making one big career change out the bat, you might think, can I go and find a company where they have a track record of allowing people to move from one department to another? So maybe you have background in business development and you want to move into marketing, and if you find a company where they appreciate your business development skills and that you understand that, well, if I get to know the marketing folks, or I can do some projects for the marketing people, and they have actually some history of allowing people to move from business development to marketing, that seems like a great place to go. It may not be what you want to do as quickly as you want, but that might be the path you have to take.